The hyena thought it had already won. With a terrified lion cub trapped in its jaws, it raced across the African savannah, but it had no idea. A furious mother was already coming. Far behind the fleeing predator, the lioness suddenly stopped. Something wasn't right. Then she heard it, the desperate cry of her cub. The moment she realized what had happened, everything changed. Within seconds, she exploded into a full-speed chase, and the hunt was on. The hyena looked back. For the first time, fear appeared in its eyes, because the distance between them was shrinking fast. But to understand how this chase began, we need to go back several hours earlier, back to a peaceful morning before disaster struck. As the sun rose above the savannah, the lion pride rested peacefully beneath the shade of an ancient acacia tree. For a moment, everything seemed safe. The lioness watched over her cubs carefully. Every movement, every sound, every shadow, because danger was never far away. The young cubs spent the morning playing, chasing each other through the grass, learning the skills they would one day need to survive, completely unaware of the danger approaching. Nearby, their mother cleaned and protected them. Like every good parent in the wild, she was constantly alert. But even the most careful mothers cannot watch everywhere at once. One curious cub wandered farther than the others, a little farther, then farther still. The adventure seemed harmless, but it was a mistake. Soon, the cub found itself alone, far from the pride, far from protection, and hidden somewhere nearby. Someone was watching. Deep within the tall grass, a hungry hyena had spotted the cub. It remained perfectly still, patient, silent, waiting for the perfect opportunity. The predator slowly began moving closer, step by step, without making a sound. The cub never noticed. Instead, the young lion continued playing, completely unaware that every second, the danger was growing closer. The hyena was now only meters away. Its eyes locked onto the cub. This was the chance it had been waiting for, and it wasn't about to waste it. Suddenly, the cub realized something was wrong, but by then, it was already trapped. Without warning, the hyena lunged. The attack happened so quickly, the cub barely had time to react. Moments later, the predator grabbed the cub and ran. Dust exploded beneath its feet, and the nightmare had begun. The hyena sprinted across the savannah, determined to escape before the pride could respond. But every second mattered now, because help was coming. The cub cried desperately for its mother. Its small voice echoed across the grasslands, and somewhere in the distance, someone heard it. The lioness froze. She knew that voice instantly. It was her cub, and it was in trouble. Scanning the horizon, she finally saw the fleeing hyena and what it was carrying. The realization hit like lightning. The lioness launched forward, faster than ever before. Every instinct, every ounce of strength, focused on one thing, saving her cub. The hyena looked back again. This time, the lioness was much closer. The predator's confidence was disappearing, and panic was taking its place. Then it happened. The lioness finally caught up. The gap closed, and the confrontation could no longer be avoided. The savannah erupted into chaos. Dust filled the air. The two animals collided with incredible force, neither one willing to back down. During the struggle, the cub slipped free. For a brief moment, it had a chance to escape, but the fight wasn't over yet. Realizing it had lost its prize, the hyena made one final attempt, but the lioness stood her ground, and this time, the predator backed away. At last, the frightened cub returned to its mother, safe once again. The reunion was brief, but powerful. As the sun disappeared beyond the horizon, the lioness and her cub walked back toward the pride. Together, in the wild, survival belongs to those willing to fight for the ones they love. And today, a mother's courage changed everything.